edition of Friday Fun Live. Let me get that straightened out here. All right, let me go ahead and I'm trying to turn my thing here, but it's not cooperating very well. Well, how is everybody? I know there's a lot of weather. Oh my goodness, Heather, thank you so much. My goodness, Heather, you're starting the day off in an amazing way. So $50. Thank you. That's going to be going to the Shriners Hospital for Children. Thank you so much. And I think I wasn't even prepared. You caught me off guard there. Let me see where we are on that. Wow. So that pushes us to. Hold on. Okay. So that's all right. You pushed us over the edge here. So now we're at $115. So that will be our final donation for the year. We have been able to give hundreds, if not, I think maybe even over $1,000 together. I mean, combined, definitely over $1,000 to charities this year. So thank you guys so much for your heart of giving. Heather, thank you so much. Merry Christmas, you all. Happy Hanukkah. I know we're still in the midst of the lighting of the Hanukkah candles, and that's so exciting for my Jewish friends. I just love that my faith is really standing on your shoulders of your faith. We're intertwined in a wonderful way. Merry Christmas, everybody. In just a minute, we're going to be going through a lot of songs, and as I'm doing that, I'm not going to have a lot of time to interact with you. So what I'm going to try to do now is just give a quick hi and see how everybody's doing. You guys stay warm. What I would suggest you do is go grab a cup of hot cocoa or coffee or whatever it is that you drink to stay warm. And just come and enjoy some songs with me. I have just a couple stories that I found about some of these songs that I had never heard before, and I wanted to share with you. But wanted to say a quick hi to Susan, to Marie, to Judy, Rita, Jacqueline, Wanda Gordon. Got some songs for some of you ladies from your recommendations last week. And we have BP. Welcome to our chat. I don't think I remember seeing you in the chat before. So if you're new here, welcome. This is an unusual broadcast. We're gonna talk a little bit about crochet, but it's gonna be more about Christmas and fun. So let's see. We have Denise. So good to see you in the chat, Denise. And Najla, so glad you could make it. Yay! And Mary, she says, Merry Christmas from cold and snowy northern PA. Yeah, my kids who have a house in Pittsburgh, they actually traveled to New Jersey to see their family. Oh my goodness, Archer and Ace, thank you. You just pushed us up to $125. Yay. Let me write that down before I forget. Okay, so we're at 125 now. Thank you so much. And just to let you all know, I've been matching these funds 100% to go to the Samaritan's Purse to help Ukraine or whichever domestic crisis is at hand. So so thank you for helping me to be able to do that. You're helping me to be generous with my money as well. So thank you. As always, you're so faithful throughout the year, Terry. And anyway, so I want to keep on going here, saying hey to Mary. And I was telling you about my kids. So they went to New Jersey to visit my daughter-in-law's family, and it just so happens that that storm is more west. So as they're driving south to visit us here in South Carolina, that storm is dumping snow on their house in Pittsburgh. But thankfully they're east of it, so hopefully they'll make it through that 95 corridor and be here later on today. That's my hope. And have my son, one of my kids who are in Noonan, Georgia, he sent me a video today of some snowflakes. Of course, they don't have anything like what you guys in the Midwest are having to deal with right now, but to see snowflakes fall at all in Georgia is a huge deal. And so my son's sending me this video right before he leaves to come east from where he is. It's like, it's snowing in Noonan. So I'm like, wow. So anyway, All right, where was I? Where was I? I get to talk and then I forget where I am. Okay, I see Mary, and thank you guys for all your comments. I'm going to go back and read them more carefully once we're done. We have Crochet Renee 81. So welcome to you, and to Sandra and Heather, and Red Hooks. Good to see you in the chat, and Alana and Hannah. Hannah girl, thank you so much for being there for me and for all of us. And Jeannie, Proverbs 31 lady, thank you so much for being here. I wish you and your sweet family a remarkable um, Christmas. Jeannie is just one of these amazing women, just in case. I know most of you don't know her, haven't had the honor of meeting her like I have, but she's a caregiver 24/7 for family, for a family member who's near and dear to her heart. And just know, truly generous woman in every way I can think of. So thank you, Jeannie, for being here. You encouraged my heart so much this year. I just want to give again, just okay. We have Sandra from the UK. Wow, thank you for joining us. Yeah, I read your, I think it was your comment earlier about the strikes and things. Wow, and thank you for being in the chat with us today. Well, I'm going to go ahead. Okay, well, I got a couple other. I got to say hi to Michelle from Montana. Oh my goodness, where it's a tropical 9 degrees below zero Fahrenheit after 2 days of minus 35. I can't even process that, Michelle. I've lived as north of as Massachusetts, but you're talking 30. I cannot process that. I cannot imagine what that's like. That just makes me want to head south to Miami, where I remember most of my Christmases. Oh my goodness, stay warm, my friend. Drink lots of hot drinks. Stay inside. And we have Sumira, if I'm saying that right. So good to see you in the chat. I'm sorry if I can't pronounce your name, but I'm so glad that you're here. And Judy from Brazelton, Georgia. Do you have any snowflakes, Judy? My son had snowflakes over in Noonan. Wow. And Archer and Ace, always good to see you. And Kelly Hart, so glad that you made it today. I'm sorry to hear about your mom there. Wow. And Terry Redmond. Oh, Rebecca, thank you so much. We're going to be having a big donation today. Wow. So we're up to 135, guys. Thank you so much. I guess we still have next week's broadcast, but I think this will probably be our last end of the year big donation. And let's see, Susan B. Oh my goodness. It looks like Jeannie has a lot of cold, super cold, wintry cold here in PA. Yeah. We have Lisa too. It's a little chilly in Wisconsin. Keep warm, everyone. Thank you for these great. Oh, my pleasure. My pleasure. Well, let me go ahead. I'm going to have to put the chat aside for just a second. Hannah is in the chat. So if you have any questions, definitely, let me make sure I am live. Okay, good. Definitely send them to Hannah. Hannah will send them to me, and I will look at that in between what I'm doing here. Progress report. The winter white throat is finished. I'll give you, you'll see it better later, but this, well, I'll go ahead and show it to you now. It's not going to be as nicely folded, but this is done, guys. This is a larger than usual throw. Okay, I don't know the dimensions exactly, but it is done. I'm just showing you the center motif. This is wider, longer than a lot of the ones that you'll see on that I've done for yarn sites, and it has this beautiful, I'm a fringe girl, I can't help myself. It has this beautiful knotted fringe on the end, and in case you didn't see it this week, I posted the best way I know to keep fringe pretty. There we go. As you're making the fringe, let me put this a little bit closer. As you unroll the yarn from a yarn ball, it can be kind of curly on the inside. That's just normal. And normally it doesn't matter when you're crocheting, because you're crocheting it into a project. But when you want straight fringe, that's a problem. So what do? Well, I didn't bring my steamer, but I have a steamer. I have two. The one that I have in the video I just bought recently at the local Walmart for $21 and some change. They had one cheaper there for 15, but they were out of stock. Of course, it's a little Black and Decker, but it really doesn't matter the brand. It doesn't have to slice and dice your vegetables or do anything except produce steam. So really the cheap ones are just as good as the more expensive ones, in my humble opinion. Um, so anyway, there's a video on how to use that steamer, and it just is miraculous when it comes to doing fringe. So if you're planning on doing this project, um, the the written pattern is actually one of my first publications, published in 2009 or 2010, around in there. 2010, I guess, is when it came out. And I put the link in the video description below, where they are available from Leisure Arts. I don't think Amazon has them, but Leisure Arts does. And so, I mean, it's the same price no matter where you find them. They're under $10. I think they're $8.95. And in this leaflet, you have 5 patterns. And so this will be the first video tutorial, because the video tutorials didn't exist when that was published. YouTube was in its infancy, and you probably didn't even know what YouTube was back in 2010. I certainly didn't. It wasn't a big thing in my life like it is now. Well, anyway, I got that to tell you. If you're looking for quick last minute crochet gifts, there is a link in the video description for small, functional, easy to make things that you can make from your stash. You don't have to run out in the negative 35 degrees weather and go shopping for yarn. You can just use what you got in your stash. Dishcloths, headbands, those are the fastest things I know. There are some for hats and scarves, and just easy breezy things. I've included that link in the video description for those of you who are interested in reading the Bible through in a year. That's something that I like to do pretty regularly. Just really helps me to stay on track in a lot of ways. It's not a must thing. I just thought those of you who are interested, there is a link in the video description where you can just download the exact copy of the exact form that I use to keep me on track. Prints double-sided, and it's just a great little reference tool. That's all there is to it. No one's going to hound you about anything on that link that I'm aware of. Wanted to tell you about the Biblical History Center's Christmas videos. They have 2 up on their site. I put the link in the video description below, I believe. And my son-in-law is actually the one my son-in-law and one of my daughter-in-laws actually works there and helped produce some of those. Doing a fantastic job. They are trying to grow their channel, so that's why the numbers are small right now. But the content is excellent. That's all I can say. The content is excellent. And if you've ever wondered about the nativity, wondered about who were the 3 wise men, were there 3? Were there more? Do we know there were only 3? Check out the videos and find out from actual historical evidence of what we can know about that. And there's one other thing I'm going to do before I transition to the music. And that is to tell you that my friend Laura at Jewel Designs, can you read that? Jewel Designs. I have a link for what I'm about to show you in the video description below. And let me tell you what I'm going to show you. These are mid-century modern circles. This is a stud button styling tack. What in the world is that? Well, you see how my scarf has not moved, and I've not had to fool with it even for a second? Well, that's because I'm using 2 of these studs, and let me show you. One is right here, and the other is right back here. You know, we have all this extra material sometimes, and it's right here. And what this button does, this is what it looks like. These really are beautiful, and each of these can be a little bit different with the patina on them. They're really pretty. And on the back side is a leather button, and these are a little bit tight, but that's for good purpose. And so what you do, well, you know what? I'm going to show you something. This is a sneak peek of 2023. I have a new scarf I'm not even going to tell you the name of this because it's not on my site yet, but I have a brand new scarf. Isn't that fun? It's a playful design. And so let's say you want to wear this scarf and I want to connect the two pieces here. So what you do, you take this and it goes right through the material and you have a little knob there and you just pop this on, pop, and that's not going anywhere. It's gonna stay. See how fast that was? And so I ended up getting 3 of these. And so what I can do, I can wear this scarf just like this. But if I want to manipulate this even further, and let's say, I want to move, a part of it in a particular way, I can just add another button. And she has a really cute, very fast video on her site if you want to look for more of these. But these are amazing. I like these even better than the ones that she has with the posts that screw in. And let me tell you, they do hold really tightly. And so anyway, so these just work. So you can check that out. I'm going to be talking more about these in 2023, but these just came into her store and I asked her to send me some so I can show you guys. I got 3 and I think I can conquer the world with any scarf with 3 of these things. They are handmade. They are very uniquely designed by her, and they're about $12 each. So again, these are made of beautiful materials, and best of all, they work. And you don't have to worry about stabbing yourself like you do sometimes with those shawl pins. You have to be careful or you might impale yourself. That said, I still love wearing them, but I just have to be careful. All right. Well, let's transition. Let me see. Are we doing okay, Hannah? All right. I just love it the way you guys talk to each other. So I'm going to leave the chat aside for just a minute, and I'm just going to do Christmas music for you guys. We're going to start with one of my favorites. Make sure I look at both of the pages here. It's hard to turn the pages mid song when you have both of your hands engaged with the flute. But all right, so I'm going to go ahead. Hark the Herald Angels Sing, and this is from Michelle M. You recommended this on your list. Oh yeah, I should tell everybody. You guys sent me a great number of suggestions, and so I picked about, I don't know, how many did I pick here? 5? About a dozen of the ones you picked. There were a couple of other excellent fun suggestions, like one about a hippopotamus. Honestly, I don't know the song. I listened to the song and I thought, that's a fun song, but there's no way in this world that I'm going to be able to pull that one off. So there were a couple that I had to give a pass on just because I just either don't have the skills or the knowledge, or I don't want to absolutely ruin a really good song. So in that case, there is a song that I am going to read to you at the end instead of trying to sing it, because I don't want to damage this song in any way. So let's go ahead. We're going to start by this one by Charles Wesley called "Hark the Herald Angels Sing." One of my favorites. Thanks again, Michelle, for recommending that one of my favorites. Um, let's see. Sandra C recommended Jingle Bells. So we gotta play Jingle Bells, right? It's such a fun song, such a joyful time. Oh, that reminds me of the kids. Okay, this one, it's called Christmas in Killarney, was sent in by Lori C. And this is actually one I had to learn. So this is about my third time going through this one, but maybe some of you remember an old Christmas movie with Bing Crosby singing this song. So let's see, gotta decide how I'm gonna do it. Okay. All right. Gotta have an Irish jig on my channel because we have all this Celtic cable things that are inspired by the old country. Absolutely, right? Okay. Oh, Little Town of Bethlehem. And this was sent in by Kelly H. And it reminds me of the teaching that we had at church last week, and how where the Old Testament talks about, O Bethlehem Ephrata, just you, the smallest of towns. I mean, it was so insignificant, it wasn't even mentioned in the list with the tribes of Judah. It was just omitted because it was so small and insignificant, but yet we know something very significant happened there. And the words are by Phillips Brooks, music by Louis Redner. thank you for suggesting that one. This was she recommended by Kelly H. Thank you, Kelly. Okay, this next one is going to sound kind of strange because it's just me one part. It really need many parts, but I guess you can use your imagination on this one. And this is from our Ukrainian friends. We all know, those of us especially in the States and the UK, you know, even if you had a horrible year this year, it hasn't been anything like our Ukrainian friends. So this is for them. This is one of their traditional, this has become a traditional Christmas carol, but it didn't start out that way. It just started out as a winter song. And then I think it became, from what I understand, it became very popular everywhere else, like in the United States and in places to be sung around Christmas. But if you ask your Ukrainian friend, they might say, that's not a Christmas song, but we have made it one. So anyway. Anyway, obviously an abbreviated version, but we're thinking of you. We are thinking of you, my friends. Okay, gotta move on. This is one of my favorites. This is recommended, sent in by Deborah C. Away in a Manger. It just reminds me too, again, check out the Biblical History Center's video on the manger, on the nativity, because it's not what you think. I mean, it's much more interesting than what the culture has made it symbolically. So check out that video on this. It just makes me think of that as I play this song. And oh, by the way, the text is says anonymous text, verses 1 and 2, so that's interesting. Verse 3 added later by John T. McFarland. Music by Jonathan Spillman. Thanks for sending that suggestion in. Let's see. Yeah, thank you, Deborah. Okay, this is a fun one. This is a fun melody. Let's see. Sandra sent this one in. Sandra C. Winter Wonderland. Let me check out the key. Make sure I don't take off on a journey without knowing where we're going. fun one. Reminds me of playing in the high school band. Okay, the next reminds me of my daughter's kitty. The First Noel, and this was recommended or suggested by Wanda G. Thank you, Wanda, my friend in North Carolina. All right. Thank you, Wanda. That's one of my favorites. All right. Oh, I have a story for this next one. Find it. Here we go. This is a song that you all have heard from Bing Crosby, and I didn't realize, but it really originated with him as well. It was written by, it's called I'll Be Home for Christmas. Was written by Cam Gagnon and Walter Kent, but it's mostly associated with the singer Bing Crosby, who also struck holiday gold with his recording of another favorite, White Christmas. Gagnon and Kent had approached several other singers to record I'll Be Home for Christmas, but they were all rejected because the song was so crushingly sad. And it is, but it's a great song. When Gagnon sang it to Bing Crosby during a golf outing, however, Crosby agreed to record it on October 1st, 1943, and the rest is history. This is hard to read because it's about much sacrifice made for us. During World War II, Bing Crosby was one of the most popular entertainers in the United States, and an especially popular USO performer. This is a group that would perform for soldiers in wartime, and sometimes in dangerous places. The soldiers in the audience begged him to sing it, regardless of the season. And according to Yank, the magazine of the American GI serving overseas, Crosby accomplished more for military morale than anyone else of that era with this song. That's all I can read without losing it, guys. This is a really great song, and the power of music, is just, is amazing. And I could read more about it, but you can look online. Okay, and let me see. Yeah, that's all I can. I can't say any more about it without just losing it. That's my weakness. Easily moved with things like this. Okay, let me go ahead, recover from that, and try to play it for you. sorry about that, guys. I had to give that another shot and play it with an F natural instead of an F sharp on that second go round. All right. There's another song. I'll give my embouchure a second to rest a minute. Got two more for you. Let's see, this, again, I'll Be Home for Christmas. That was sent in by Alana T. And I'm trying to get my papers all organized for this next one. This next song started out as a French poem, and I should have checked with my husband on how to say this name, but Capot, I believe, is how you say the gentleman's name. He was a wine merchant in a small town south of France. He was known as the man with one hand, having been shot by his friend in a childhood accident and had his right hand amputated. In 1847, the parish priest asked Capot to write the words for a Christmas song to be sung by an opera singer, Emily Laurie, accompanied by the church's newly renovated organ. The priest suggested Capot take his poem to Adolphe Adam, a composer well known at the time for his ballet Giselle, for him to write the music. It just so happened that Capot and Adam had a mutual friend through which Capot arranged a meeting, and Adam agreed to write the music. It was performed at the church in this small French community and became a great success. But later it was discovered that Capot, the person who wrote this song, was an atheist and had some strong anti-clerical views. And because of that, this song was actually banned by church leaders back in the 1800s. I guess I didn't know that. But then the ban was allegedly alleviated after an incident during the Franco-Prussian War, where a French soldier jumped from the trenches as they were being attacked by the Germans and started to sing the song. And the Germans were so moved by this action that they in turn sang a hymn by Martin Luther, of course, and a truce was declared. So again, this may be legend, but very interesting story. So surprising facts about this Christmas carol, O Holy Night, is the author was not a Christian. And I also thought it was interesting, I was doing some further reading, and that the man who wrote the music was a Jewish man. So one of our most beloved Christian songs was written by a Jewish man and an atheist. And I thought, wow, that only God can do that. And also this song became a favorite sung during our American Civil War, because some of the words, the lyrics were very powerful about Christ's victory over the oppression of sin and the brotherhood of all men under God. And some of the lyrics have been slightly changed to reflect that, I think, in some places. For example, truly he taught us to love one another. His law is love and his gospel is peace. Chains shall he break, for the slave is our brother, and in his name all oppressions shall cease. So some interesting background for that. All right. I'm just looking through my notes to make sure I cover everything. Okay. All right, let me go ahead and try to play this. I've changed the key around a little bit. Make sure I can read my notes. listening and for putting up with that. I do have one more for you, and let me just check in with the group chat with you. We've got about 10 minutes. Okay. Put this here for a second. And just check in with Hannah and see what we got here. Najla says, talking about Aaron, I heard a story about Scottish women brought it in Aaron Isles. What is the history of Aaron in a few words? Oh, I really don't know, Najla. I'm not really prepared to say, but I could certainly look into that. I just know that that's where a lot of the sweaters and a lot of the styling comes from. I don't know all the details, but I do know that a lot of places claim the stitches and everything. So I would have to do some research on that. But having been there, I just know that it's a very chilly place, so I know why they wear the sweaters for sure. All right, and then Beth is telling us a little bit about the Silent Night Chapel, which is wonderful. I need to just go through all the chat here. Sherry, thank you for your comment there. I'm just looking about the story about the music teacher about Old Holy Night. It's really amazing what God can do. I mean that's what's just so amazing about the whole Christmas story and everything. I mean, if you were God, think about this for a minute. I mean, I heard the pastor talk about this. If you were God, and knowing all the problems that we have in sin and infighting and hating and all of that, I mean, would your solution be to send a baby? I mean, that was his solution, is to send a baby. And I'm going to read more about that in a second. I mean, that's probably the farthest from a lot of people's minds. Just amazing stuff. I just love this time of the year. And I still remember the first day. I still remember the first time that the magic of what is written in these Christmas carols that I heard growing up as a kid, but it wasn't until the Lord opened my eyes to really the depth of the truth in here that these words just really come to life, which is why I can't even read them without being affected anymore. Anyway. All right, well, let's see. Thank you guys for your kind comments. Oh, you guys are just amazing. I mean, this is the best place I like to be. So encouraging. Well, let me go ahead. I have one more to play, and then I will read something, and then as a gift to Hannah, we're going to end a little bit early, maybe even on time today, Hannah. Okay? I know she was having a challenging day today. Yes, she's here serving us cheerfully. Thank you, sweetheart. You're amazing. Pardon me for the sniffles. Okay, here we go. Okay, this is one of my favorites, and I know many of you probably know this story. You can look it up, but A Silent Night, just born out of a quickly, hastily put together song in a German church at night. I believe it was written and put to music just a few hours before it was actually played, and the organ was broken, so the first time it was played was on a guitar to accompany the congregation. I don't have the guitar with me today, but I will play it on the flute. Always one of my favorites. Well, I wanted to end by reading the words. And let me see, let me give credit. Okay, Wanda, thank you for suggesting Silent Night. One of my favorite. You had a lot of really good suggestions. And again, forgive those that sent in suggestions and I just wasn't able to pull up because I just wasn't familiar, or I just didn't think I would do it justice. And this, the one I'm going to read now, is one of those songs, and I just love the words. And B suggested this one, and the words were originally written by Mark Lowry. And again, if you look up Mark Lowry on YouTube, I promise you will be blessed. You will laugh. It's a, dare I say, a righteous laughter. He's amazing. He's never embarrassing. I don't think with language or anything like that. He's just a really great guy. And so he wrote this song, Mary, Did You Know? So I'm going to go ahead and try to read through it. I would not have done it justice trying to sing it, and you just don't get the words very well by playing the melody. So let me go ahead and just read, and I'll end with this. Mary, did you know that your baby boy would one day walk on water? Mary, did you know that your baby boy, here we go, would save our sons and daughters? Did you know that your baby boy has come to make you new? That this child that you delivered will soon deliver you? Mary, did you know that your baby boy will give sight to a blind man? Mary, did you know that your baby boy will calm the storm with his hand? Did you know that your baby boy has walked where angels trod? When you kiss your little baby, you kiss the face of God. Mary, did you know? The blind will see, the deaf will hear, the dead will live again. How wonderful. The lame will leap, the dumb will speak, the praises of the Lamb. Mary, did you know that your baby boy is Lord of all creation? Mary, did you know that your baby boy would one day rule the nations? Did you know that your baby boy is heaven's perfect lamb? That sleeping child you're holding is the great I am. Mary, did you know? Oh, what a song. What a God. So just want to wish you guys all a wonderful Christmas. I'll save the Happy New Year for next week because we still have one more week in 2022. And just stay safe and stay warm. God bless. Bye-bye.